What is up, everyone? TBGJ here, and today I'm bringing you something a little new. I'm going to go through a deck that I've built, play a couple games with it, talk about it, see its weaknesses, its strengths, and in general just hang out. Obviously, the deck that I've chosen is Mega Lucario EX. It is the first deck that I've built in this new format, and I think the card is like more powerful than people want to give it credit for, right? Everyone already sees what it is, right? It's a stage 1, has high health, hits hard, big whoop. We have basics that hit hard. We have Raging Bolt. We have other stage 1s that hit hard. We have Golden Go EX. And those are only worth 2 prizes. This one's worth 3. Why would we play this? To answer that question, I would say look specifically at what we're doing with the deck, okay? Specifically this first attack, Aura Jab. 1 energy, 130 damage. That's not that much. Until you realize you can power it up and usually knock things out with it. And the simple fact that it attaches energy from the discard to your benched Pokemon. So you get to power up your backup attackers like your second Lucario, your baby Lucario, your Hariyama. You get to power those up pretty freely. And then when this thing usually tanks a hit with its 340 HP, you just kind of Turo pick it up, all that damage is gone, and now you're moving into your second attacker. It's kind of a deck that can tank those hits and then also flood in its own single prize attackers to offset the fact that it itself is worth 3 prizes. And the deck's also interesting in the fact that the way it's built, it has no 2 prizers, only 1 and 3 prizers. So you can kind of play around with that a little bit. So let's just get into the deck and we'll go over all the cards. Alright, so the deck's pretty simple. It just uses a lot of new cards, but like overall the construction of it's rather simple. I mean, we have a 4-3 line of the Mega Lucario, and we actually have 1 baby Lucario right now. And the 1 baby Lucario, it basically is just a single prize attacker. Because the Megas are 3, we have to be a little careful about how often we're using them. But basically, for 1 fighting energy, if, something was knocked out last turn, it does 150 total damage. Now, when you add in the Premium Power Pros, or the Gatorades, if you will, and the Max Belt, I mean, this thing can pack a punch. But on top of that, we also have the Hariyama, which not only is a great gust effect with Heave Ho Catcher, it's also a pretty good attacker. I mean, yes, it takes 3 energy, but you can power that up with Lucario's Aura Jab attack, and this thing does 210. With a max belt, that's 260. That's a Golden Go. With with a Gatorade, that's a Raging Bolt. So the deck has options with single prize attackers. You just have to like make sure you know what you're doing and set them up properly. As far as attackers go, the only card in here that really doesn't attack is Lunatone. Lunatone's used for the ability, but the Solrock is actually a great starter. For 1 energy, it does 70 damage, and it's not affected by weakness or resistance, and it's 110 health. Like, you can't ask for much more. Like, this thing will win you games. You will get donks with this. It's a fantastic card. It's not just dead weight to make Lunatone's Lunar Cycle work. It's actually a good card. And then on top of that, of course, we have 4 Prof and 2 Lilies, which, a lot of people have just, cut Prof out of a lot of decks in favor of Lilies. The reason this is still running 4 and only 2 Lilies is because we want these energy in the discard. Like, we want it there for Mega Lucario's Aura Jab attack, right? If it's not there, the Aura Jab is kind of like not that good of an attack. And then, of course, we just have, 2 Iono, only 1 boss, but that's because we have the Hariyama to Gust, and the 2 Turo. The Turo are actually super synergistic with like everything here. You can Turo up a damaged Lucario, move up the benched one, and then re-bench the Riolu, and then use Aura Jab to power it back up. So like it doesn't matter that the Turo sent the energy to the discard. You can also Turo Hariyama and put Makuhita back down, so that way you have a Gust the next turn, or if you've already used it on the previous turn, Turo basically becomes a boss if you have another like Makuhita down. You can Turo the Hariyama and then evolve the Makuhita immediately. Fighting Gong, that's a new card. It's basically either Nest Ball or Energy Search, whichever one you want it to be. And then of course we have the Gatorade, which is Power Tablet for fighting Pokemon. It's absolutely busted. Four Ultra Balls, three Night Stretchers, two Pokegear so we can, kind of find our stuff, two Air Balloons so we can retreat stuff, an XP share, which, like, it's useful sometimes. It's not needed usually if you can prep your stuff appropriately, but it's still good to have. The max belt, like, I mean, I've tested a couple different ace specs at this point. The max belt itself is amazing. Like, it fixes a lot of damage. And the whole point of the deck, right, is to be swinging fast. You want to be taking knockouts ASAP, and the belt really helps you in doing that. 2-1 for Artisan Town Store. We have a lot of tools. Town Store is good. Honestly, I've thought about putting a second one in. I don't know what the cut would be. But the Artisan's good because right now, our only Mon searches are the Fighting Gong and the Ultra Ball. So having the Artisan is just kind of helpful there. And just 9 fighting energy, which it could probably go to 8, but 9 has felt good. But it could definitely go to 8 if we absolutely needed it to. And then, of course, we have Mega Lucario EX. The Aura Jab attack, 130, attach 3 fighting energy from your discard pile to your benched Pokemon. Mega Brave, 270. Those numbers don't sound like anything special until you realize you're increasing them exponentially with the Gatorades, right? Um, 2 Gatorades is 330 for Mega Brave. That's a Dragapult. That's a Charizard. That's a Gardevoir. And then for the Aura Jab, if you have something like Max Belt in 1 Gatorade, that's a Wellspring Ogerpon. 2 Gatorades, it becomes a Raging Bolt. It's just, it fixes so much math overall. So you do have to be a little careful. I mean, we're running 4 Prof. You have to be a little careful about what you're discarding because those Gatorades are very good. So, with that in mind, let's get some games in. So I've been struggling a little bit with deciding if this is a first or second deck. Now you would think going first, right? Because we just want to evolve into Mega Lucario and swing. But a lot of times it's not enough to get like a proper setup going. But I do worry about going second. It might be too slow unless you can actually attack with the Soul Rock immediately. Maybe going second would be more appropriate if I had a third Soul Rock. For this game, we're going to go first because that's what I'm assuming is correct. But I'm torn. I think it's really going to depend on the build. Um, like right here, going first is absolutely terrible. Like this is what I'm talking about. Like it's just not good. We don't have a Riolu. We don't have anything. We're going to literally be attaching and passing, which is good at podcast. Yeah, see, going first does not feel good. And it's gonna get trapped by Maractus too. That's even worse. Um, but maybe it's not the end of the world, especially if this is all they're doing. Okay, we're fine. Cool. Let's use a Gatorade. Let's use Lilies. All right, that's what I was digging for. Um, we got another energy, another Gatorade. Let's go ahead and get our Riolu. And Power Gem now kills the Maractus because of the 2 Gatorades. And we don't even get knocked out. I mean, we're 10 damage away from it, but we don't get knocked out. Alright, let's see what you got, Pika FFF. Oh, okay, we just top deck Buddy Puff and whatever, man. Oh, we're against Zoroark. So Zoroark's actually like a really good matchup because we can almost always Oko it, and it can't Oko us. So it's actually just a really good matchup in general. What a good top deck there. Alright, so I feel completely safe just doing that and proffing. Because like I said, it can't Oko us anyway. Those are good draws. We're going to go ahead and Lunar Cycle. If we don't get another energy, which we did with the Gong, we had Night Stretcher to get it back. So let's go ahead and retreat this. We'll throw him up. Let's bench another Riolu. Let's grab Fighting Gong. Let's get an energy. And here, in my opinion, is the true power of this deck. Aura Jab is just a 130. That's fine. Now we get to attach energy wherever the hell we want. I'm going to go ahead and put one on Riolu, and honestly, I'm going to put one on Makuhita. That way, if they try to boss stall it, we can retreat it if we need to, like with another energy. But also, Hariyama's attack is just really good. Like, we might actually use it. Like, that is a possibility in this matchup. And you got to think, what is the Zoroark playing doing here? And the answer's not much. I mean, you can swing into the you can do this, but you can also swing into the Lucario itself, two-shot it. I mean, that's basically all you can do, but you are going to get O-code, and I potentially might be able to set up a Turo loop with it. Um, and see, this is also why we kind of put an energy on there. Let's go ahead and what do I want to do? Lilies or Iona? Probably Lilies will shuffle the deck. Iona won't. I'm gonna Iona actually. It gives them more cards, but I'm not concerned about that. There we go. There's energy and Turo for if they try to do this again. So see, and this is the best part. We did that to retreat it. Aura jab. All right, cool. Let's put it back on there. I love it so much. The Aura jab is just such a good attack. There's the Zoroark. Alright, so setting up the Toad's Scroll could be something. Funny enough, this hand is actually, like, pretty terrible. Like, the hand ain't doing us any favors at the moment. But, like, it's probably fine. Worst comes to worst, we boss something, and just take one more prize. Because then our last two prizes are going to be Zoroark. I definitely respect taking out the Solrock here, especially if you're going for the Toad Scroll. Try to stop my draw engine, but I do fear that it's a little too late. Energy is nice. See, taking out the Solrock was actually really good for him because, like, I would much rather discarded this. We could Ultra Ball for it, but I don't really want to discard, like, anything here. I don't want to discard the Turo. However, I am at 3 prizes. The Turo might actually not matter. Let's just go ahead and do it. It should be fine. Because we have the boss if we don't get, like, what we would need for, like, other stuff. Right, let's go ahead and use this while we can. I do want it back in hand now. We didn't get a Gatorade, which is, like, fine. I'm just going to go ahead and use the boss and take out the Reshi and just make it really hard for him to do much of anything. I'm going to keep this in hand. Okay. And then, like I said, our last two prizes are going to be, not Lucario, they're going to be Zoroark. We literally just need Max Belt or one of the remaining 2 Gatorades. Which, between Lunar Cycle and Pokegear, we should be able to find. And if we're not, then that sucks. We still probably don't lose. It would just prevent us from winning for another turn. which is like fine. If we would whiff that, we don't attack. We don't want to give him damage, right? Alright, there's the Toedscruel. The Stretcher is no longer useful. Which does make the lunar cycle a little bit more awkward. We don't really want to use it. Profs is good there. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to go for it because there's really not a downside to it. As long as it's in deck, we won. There it is. GG. That's like a really good matchup. That would be a hard matchup to lose. As Mega Lucario. Yo, we just hit Ultra League. Let's go. So we still haven't decided on the first and second debate. I'm going to keep going first as long as I win coin flips. I don't know if it's correct. With this hand, it's pretty correct. Well, I mean, I guess. Like, at first glance, the hand's like, oh, this is crazy, but, like, is it? I mean, yeah, we can Soul Rock away an energy. Or we could Ultra Ball guarantee Lucario, but that gives us no draw, so that just feels wrong. What I don't like is seeing a Squawkabilly there. Let's go ahead and Lunar Cycle. Alright. We're in a really good position now. I'm going to go ahead and bench this. I'm going to go ahead and give him Artisan, because I would love a Makuhita down this turn. And that's the interesting thing. I kind of want to keep the energy in hand for Lunar Cycle, but that does get a little risky if I, like, don't get energy off of the Lunar Cycle or Stretcher. I guess we can decide next turn. We don't need to Mega Brave next turn is more or less what I'm getting at. Like, the fact that we potentially have access to Hariyama and, like, just Aura Jab and different, just different stuff. Like, this is fine. Like, it looks like we're in a... Never mind, we're not in a mirror. We are against Ceruledge. Ceruledge is kind of... it's a how fast did they get going matchup. Most of them I've beaten because they're usually only swinging for like 110 damage or something. But some of them have been a little dicey. Like, one of them got to like 300 damage on like turn 2. It was ridiculous. Okay, no, we're still doing Lunar Cycle. I think we still have Squawk and Seize too. He definitely needs a second Charcadet down. Because my Hariyama is definitely threatening if he only has one. So, I'll just give everyone a nice hint against Lucario. Don't bench your Pheasantipity. You don't need it. I'm looking at that and I see a free 2 prizes with a Riolu. I can kill that with, like, what? It's 40 Gatorade would make it 7140. 2 Gatorades? 2 Gatorades kills it. With a Riolu. We're talking base Riolu. Don't bench your Pheasantipity against this deck. Oh, that's such an amazing top deck, because now we can Lunar Cycle. Okay, that's interesting. Honestly, a little unfortunate. I don't quite like that we're basically going to nothing. But it's gonna be worth. It's risky. It's definitely risky. But we're gonna get a really nice aura jab here. Take 2 prizes. And we have a lot of energy in the discard, so we can literally just kind of go like, should we put them all on Harry? He's not going to KO Lucario this turn. So I can afford to... Honestly, I think I can afford to put him on the Hariyama. Like, normally I would spread them out, but I don't think he's killing the Lucario right now. So I'm not worried. I mean, how many energies he got? That's what, 220 plus 30, 250? Okay, maybe that's a little scary. He needs what? 4 more energy? 5. 5 more energy. If he doesn't get it this turn, then I don't know, but benching the Fez again is... I guess now it doesn't matter, right? Because Mega Brave will always kill the Ceruledge. So I don't need to Gust anymore. I basically just need to live this turn, and I win. This is getting dicey. We got 13 energy. I mean, I still think my play was correct. Taking the 2 prizes. But, like, it doesn't mean it's fun to watch this happen. Bruh. 4 card deck. He is lucky that I don't run, like, a Great Tusk. Like, what is this? That's what I mean. Sometimes they just pop off and they just can have it. But here's the thing. I just need this Hariyama to get 2 Gatorades or 1 Gatorade and a words. Words exist. Okay. So that's 210. We need another Gatorade, Max Belt, or Town Store. Please. That is none of those. And how did we whiff that? That's kind of balls. Hmm. Because we can't KO it with Lucario. Um, okay. I think I know what to do. There's a downside to what I'm doing. And yeah, it's not looking good. I'm going to get Briared is what's going to happen. Yeah, there's not much of a way I can prevent that, I'm pretty sure. Um, I can try my best to make it difficult. Yeah. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. Alright, we got this. Let's grab the fighting energy. Let's attach it here. We're evolving this into a baby Lucario. I'm gonna be honest, I did not check if we have other Hariyama. We don't. Okay, I was gonna gust the Fez. That's obviously not happening anymore. So, I don't think Town Store is gonna give them anything. We can just go ahead and use it. Alright, well, I was gonna gust and KO the Fez. That way, like, this sticks a lot harder. And if I would have prize checked, that would have been a possibility. So if I would have prize checked, that definitely would have been a possibility. To just KO the Fez, because then I would have Night Stretchered for the Hariyama and kept the fighting energy to just put on the Lucario. But that's why we prize check, ladies and gentlemen. Because we don't kill the Fez, they most likely just have it, and that does kind of suck. Misplays are a real thing, and sometimes you might not see them. Me not prize checking the Hariyama might have just cost me the game, and that's something that a lot of people might not see at first. And those are the types of things you have to see, right? He just needs Briar to win. Okay. That is interesting because he already had it, right? He didn't even need to use the Fez, so I lost no matter what. However, I still think it's important to note that because I did not prize check, I still technically misplayed, and I gave him a higher percentage chance to win. Yes, he won no matter what, but you still don't want to give your opponent a higher percentage chance to win. And I think that's important to note, even on those games where they still just have it. I think it's very important to note that. And honestly, there could have been a million things that I did wrong in that game. I almost guarantee there was. That's the thing about watching back games is you will see yourself make the world's dumbest mistakes. Um, but I think it's important to view those mistakes and see what you could have done differently. Um, and that's mostly why I'm going to leave that in the video. A game loss, like, oh, really, I'm not really showing off the deck very well. It was a loss. But I think it's important to learn lessons. You know, there's a reason I lost that game. Sure, it wasn't the misplay at the end, but it was probably a misplay somewhere else, if I'm being real. This is always a dicey start because, like, obviously you kind of want to get Riolu, right? But the tempt of the draw engine, the tempt of the draw engine is too high. And the reason I'm okay with doing this is because, like I said, Zoroark is actually just a good attacker. So, like, if this ends up in nothing, which it didn't, like, I'm kind of fine with it. It's like, whatever, man. Especially if they do nothing. If they do nothing, I have a chance to donk with Zoroark, which is hilarious. I guess their hand was bad, too. Okay, we're against Pult. Is it Pult Noir? Ooh, that was a gross Ultra Ball. I could kill this Zoroark, but there's a piece of me that doesn't want to give him Fez Draw. At least not yet. Um, I don't even want to give him Artisan. He has one card in hand. So I'm going to challenge him a little bit and ask him. Oh my gosh, I still won't have a Lucario. That's fine. I'm basically going to ask him the question, is that one card in your hand actually useful? Let's find out. Yeah. No, we're not killing you yet, Badoo. We're testing. It was a Lilies? Are you kidding me? Bruh, I should have taken the prize. It is a Noir. Which is, like, fine, honestly. Wonder if it's the build that runs candies now, because that's kind of popular. Which makes me want to target the Dreepy with energy over, like, say, the Pheasantipity. Like, take this out, so that forces them, like, oh, if you want to attack, you need Candy, Pult, and Neo Upper at that point. Instead of just taking the Fez and making it easier on them. So I think that's the angle I'm going to go for. Evo Catcher, let's bring this up. Let's go ahead and withdraw, and we'll do that. And you know, I'm not upset at all about getting 2 energy on the Hariyama. Okay. Don't forget to flip the script, buddy. You can flip the scriptity. There's another attach. There's the lilies. Okay. Now, we're highly, highly unlikely to get it. It would be super awesome to get another Hariyama, though, wouldn't it? Okay, respect. Especially with items locked, like that's not the greatest. But it's fine. We Iono and see what happens. Let's do the lunar cycle. Unfortunately, that's all she wrote. So there was an argument to attach to the Makuhita there. Like 100%. But I do have a second air balloon in here. And, I mean, there's 2 Turo in here, too. So I was kind of going for those. It may be a little greedy. And maybe I'll be punished for it. But yeah, that's why I did that instead of attached. There's the Bolt. And so it begins. Bruh, you need to stop with the lilies. I'm tired of you having cards in your hand. Can you please, like... Can you please stop? Please? Pretty please? And we got itchied again. Really? This is the game you're gonna play? Okay. I see how it is. I don't really want to prof this stuff away, but it's like nothing too crazy. It's fine. There's the balloon. Interesting. The real question is, do we use the Hariyama now? I want to say yes, because if we take out the Fez now, and then he pops like Dusknoir, that just means we literally have to take out Pult, and that's it. We just win. So, I think we're going to do that. Yep, let's go ahead and bring that up. We will Aura Jab and get that fighting on there. You know, I just realized, there was, like, the world's best argument to put that on, like, well, no. I was gonna say I could have put it on the Hariyama, but Dusknoir Phantom Dive just kind of kills the Hariyama. I mean, I guess he can kill the Riolu too. So I guess using it was actually stupid in general. There's no reason it should have went on anything. That's actually my bad. How many Gatorades are we down? 1. So that means we have a potential 90 damage increase. We only need 60 for Mega Brave to... We only need 60 for Mega Brave to kill Pult. And, like, this is the kind of funny thing about Noir. Like, if you use it now, you kind of give me a win con. But if you don't use it now, you're never using it. There's the Iono, which kind of blows. But it don't matter, because we got a Fighting Gong and Ultra Bow and Lilies. Let's go. I don't know what he's digging for. Like, unless he runs a Vitality Band, he's not killing Lucario. There we go. So with this, he can take out that and, I don't know. He's probably just going to put the 6 on the Mega Lucario or something. I don't know. Okay. 5 and 10. The 10 makes a lot of sense. I can respect that a lot. I do have to be careful here. He might have a 5 prize turn. If I don't, like, Oko. So let me think. If he knocks this out, it Phantom Dives, he might be able to get this with a Halucha. So that's 3, 4. There's no 5. I don't think there's a 5 prize turn. Prof might be better here. I'm gonna go ahead and Lunar Cycle. Okay. There's one Gatorade. There's an energy. Probably shouldn't have shuffled the deck, but it's probably fine. Yeah, I shouldn't have shuffled the deck. That's so unfortunate. Am I missing something? Can he take 5 prizes? He has a monkey. Does that matter? I feel like it doesn't. Well, there's the fucking Gatorade. I mean, I still need a lot to, like, win. If he retreats this pult. Because if not, then I'm, like, kind of fine. I think he's now realizing that he does not have a 5 prize turn. If he doesn't have Luminous, he doesn't even have a 4 prize turn. He has a 3 prize turn. That's not a Luminous. Let's go. What do you do here? You have to retreat an item lock. You shouldn't have popped a Noir, and you have to retreat an item lock and try to set something up next turn. I don't know what that would be, but you cannot attack with this Pult. I literally win on the spot if you attack with this Pult. If you leave it in the active, I win. I literally just win. Okay. No. Incorrect. We needed to stall. What are we doing here? What are we doing? We're itchy pollinating. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Because we don't have any gust left, right? Yeah. We have 0 gust left. Um, he wants me to attack myself with this. That's interesting. I'm not going to. Um, nice try. Alright. I don't think he has a win con anymore. Especially since I just got the second Gatorade off of that prize. Like, I'm pretty sure I just have game in hand. But I could be missing something. I'm always missing something. Is there a 5 prize turn here? I don't think so, but maybe. Let's see, he kills this one. That's 3 prizes. He has 60 damage to play with. Make that 90 damage to play with. I can see him taking 4. I don't see where he's getting 5. Because it's going to take all the Phantom Dive tokens for that. So, granted, he doesn't know that I literally have energy double Gatorade in my hand for game. So, like, this is 100% his best play. I have a 3-card hand, and I need a lot for an Oko. I am out of Gust. I probably could have played this a little better. But never punished. GG's. All right. All right. This is like a really good start. Solrock is the best starter by far, especially if you have Lunatone and an energy in hand. Like, it's just so good. I guess I could have waited to grab that till after the lunar cycle, but like, obviously it's fine. We're just basically cheating at this point. Let's just grab everything. 3 gongs on turn 1. There. I basically said have more things or you lose. Alright. We raw open box. I can't believe they introduced a rule to the Pokemon TCG where if you play Gardevoir EX, you always get to have Secret Box in your opening hand. Like, the deck was already pretty powerful. I don't know why we needed that rule, if I'm being honest. Man, this Lily's card is busted. This person's turn was ridiculous. We just get both Curly off the rip. Whatever, man. Well, I'm certainly not putting that down yet. Honestly, if we just get like a Gatorade, that'd be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and bench. Oh, I was gonna bench another Makihito, but it ain't. He don't exist. He he's a lie. Um. Yeah, I'll go ahead and just attach that one. Those are cards. All right, cool. Let's take our one prize. See, this is what I mean. The Guardian matchup's weird, right? Because of the psychic weakness, we basically, honestly, I probably should have put the XP share on the Makuhita. In retrospect, it's fine, whatever, I guess. But it gets really wonky because of like we don't want to give up 3 prizes. Eventually, we're gonna have to, but like we need to utilize single prizers literally as much as possible. Um, Ideally, this Curlia doesn't evolve, and we kill it with a single prizer, and then maybe we kill the Gardevoir with the Lucario. I don't. It's so sketchy. Like you have to just be careful with everything that you do, and just really think about how many prizes you're giving up, etc. We're gonna go ahead and KO the Riolu, which is like honestly fine. Because again, I'm trying not to use the Mega just quite yet. It's not good. This is not good. None of this is good. What's happening right now? It's not good. It's just not a good. It's not good. Are we really gonna flutter main right now? Is that what we're doing? We're flutter maining. We are flutter maining. Gross. That hand is what? An energy, a charm, and something else? There's a world where we just risk it and KO the Guardy and say, have another one. Is that correct? With the energy only on a flutter main? Me? I don't want to say it's correct, but it certainly beats any other idea I have other than just, I don't know. If we can OHKO it, I think it's worth it, especially if we can, especially since we have another one down. All right, those are cards. I don't want to Iono, like, at all at the moment. All right, let's go ahead and grab this. I mean, I think we're just gonna go for it. Whatever. Whatever happens, happens, right? I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm gonna just use this. I'm gonna punch. Okay. Honestly, no, we don't have another Makihita. All right, please don't have another. I don't know if this is like the correct move or not. Holy crap, I forgot it's resistant. Thank God for Max Belt. Alright, if that sticks for just like one turn, we're fine. Is it going to? Let's be real, it's Gardevoir. No, it's not. We got a Devo. There's a Clefairy. Oh, and of course we just have research. They always have it. They always have it. And of course the town store helps them thin a card. Like what, you thought they weren't gonna have to? They whiffed it. They whiffed the Guardy. That's fine. We honestly just kind of we pretty much win. Trying to think. What do I even need to do? I kind of want to Turo the Hariyama. Right? Yeah. rebench it. Let's go ahead and evolve this guy. And then quite literally just Aura Jab, because then next turn our entire goal is going to be Gust KO Clefairy. Right? Yeah. Okay. We probably could have thinned a little bit there. That probably would have been optimal. It's fine. I'm so torn on this because if he Devos, how many Devo do they usually run? Probably just one, right? If he Devos and kills both of these, then it's like, I don't think it matters though. I want to put him on the Makuhita. Anyway, so if they don't with the Guardy there, right? Like if they're able to just knock out the Lucario, at that point, we have to take a prize with a single prizer, which like isn't too bad, and then we would have to do what we're gonna do next turn and take 2 prizes. So like there was still a very clear line, but it does get a little messy with like the monkeys. Like they might have been able to just win. Um, would they have been able to? I don't know. I don't feel like doing the math, if I'm being honest. Um, they're certainly making this a little more difficult with all the charms and everything. Um, but only if they, well, basically I just need an energy, and I win if I don't get hand disrupted. Killing with the monkey here is diabolical, and I love it. But like I said, I just need an energy. I have the Gust, I have the Prof. It's looking good for me. It's looking so good for me. It's never looked better, if I'm being honest. Does this have fighting resist? No, it does not. I'm gonna put this up. There's the energy. I kind of want to do it with Hariyama because it's fun. Heave ho, catcher. Give me that Clefairy. Wild press for 270. And that is how we beat our worst matchup. By getting lucky as... Alright, everyone. That is all for me. If you like this deck, let me know. I'm going to keep working on it in the next couple of days. I think I have it in a pretty good spot. You just have to be very careful with the fact that you're playing with 3 prizers again. It's something we all have to get used to again. So, and that's why I kept the game in here where I lost. It showed that, mistakes were made. Even if the mistake that I noticed, that I pointed out at the end, even if that wasn't the game-losing mistake, it's still important to note mistakes like that. And honestly, while I'm editing and watching it back, I'm sure I'll find another mistake. And if I don't, I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments. Be nice, please. It's a new deck. I'm still learning. Um, but yeah, if you like more content like this, let us know. We're trying out something new, obviously. Up till now, we've really only had vlogs and the podcast on here. So let me know if this is something that you like to see, and we'll try to do more of it. So make sure you subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Follow us on Twitter, etc., etc. And with that, I am out. Peace out.